and it's a nice cool morning. I'm up here at my parents' cottage seeing if I can catch a fish, doing a video for you right now. And today's video is on a question that I got from Shane Green over at my page at ericwongmma.com/ask. That's where you can ask me any questions about training, nutrition, MMA, lifestyle, whatever. Anything goes. We're not too picky. And he asked me about milk, because there's a lot of controversy about milk, whether it's the devil's nectar, as he put it, or Satan's nectar, which is kind of funny, or if it's something that's good for you. I mean, you see all these commercials and all this advertising by the milk people, the milk conglomerates and the milk industry, and you know, you want to know whether this stuff is good or not. And I'm here to answer that for you today. Now, what I'm going to tell you is, I'm not going to give you a clear-cut, straight answer to this question. I'm going to help you understand exactly how you can figure this out yourself. I might have caught a fish. No, false alarm. I think it was about 3 feet long, that one. Yeah, I'm going to help you answer this question for yourself and teach you the kind of the process you need to know to figure this kind of stuff out, whether it be for milk, whether it be for gluten, whether it be for peanut, soy, any of these types of foods that people often have intolerances to or believe that they have intolerance to, but don't actually have that. Now, I've got a little history with this. Now, I know for certain that certain things cause changes in my body. For example, milk products, dairy products in general tend to give me a little bit of gas. My wife can tell you that straight up. Also, when I was a kid, I had a lot of acne, and I realize nowadays that cheese, especially those brick cheeses that you get by Kraft or any of those brands, they contribute to me breaking out. So the way I figured this out is very simple. You go on something called an elimination diet, where you eliminate exactly what it is you're trying to figure out. So if it's dairy products, eliminate all dairy products for, I say, at least 2 weeks. You do it for 2 weeks, and then have a day where you just hammer that stuff. You know, have some block of cheese, down it with some milk, and maybe take a whey protein shake right after that, and see what happens to your body. If you're gassy, if you're bloated, if your farts stink like holy hell, then you know something is up. Now, with respect to dairy products, and milk especially, there's different types of things that people can be intolerant to. The common one is lactose. You hear that all the time, lactose intolerance. Orientals like myself are often lactose intolerant. But also, it's the types of proteins in milk. There's casein proteins and whey proteins in milk that people sometimes can't digest. And what happens when you do that is, when you eat something that you can't digest, it gets stuck in your intestine, your small intestine. And when it's stuck there, you can't digest it, your body thinks, okay, I got to get rid of this somehow. What happens is your immune system sends killer cells to that area to try and break that down. But unfortunately, because that protein is stuck in your intestine, if it gets lodged into your intestinal wall and the killer cells, the immune cells, go to break it down in your intestinal wall, it can start to break down the cells of your intestinal wall. And that's where you get something called leaky gut syndrome. And when you have leaky gut syndrome, digestion goes to hell, buildup of bad bacteria, yeast, fungi in there can happen and leak into your bloodstream, which causes immune effects throughout your system. So systemic immune effects, which aren't good. Now, I'm not trying to scare you, I'm just trying to tell you that this stuff exists. The bottom line is, from this video, and what I want you to get from it, is the elimination diet. If there's anything at all, I suggest just trying it, just for a lot of different things. The most common things would be dairy products, corn products, and wheat products, or gluten-containing products. So wheat, oats, things like that. Okay, you can look it up on Google. Google's your best friend for gluten-containing products. So try an elimination diet, eliminate the food for 2 weeks, and then right after introduce boatloads of it just to see what happens to you. And if nothing happens, you're probably good. You can eat that with your body's digesting it fine, and you can eat it. If you have problems like bloating, gas, upset stomach, anything that you think that doesn't feel right, then that food is probably not good for you. And the thing is, it might not be for the rest of your life. If you clean up your digestive system, get it out, you might be able to handle certain amounts of it without issue. But sometimes people are just intolerant to certain things for life, so you just gotta avoid those things. Luckily, dairy products we can substitute coconut milk or almond milk, things like that. Cheeses are a little tougher, but you know, you might choose to also live with the effects. I choose to live with breaking out once in a while to enjoy a big pizza. All right, so as long as you know what's going on, you have the power to make whatever choices you want to make based on how your body responds, and that's truly what this is all about, is making the choices that you want to make that are right for you.